Hi everybody, this is Dane Hansen at Jungie Lincoln Volvo Mazda here in Hiawatha, Iowa. I wanted to talk a little bit today about Mazda. I would say Mazda is one of our three brands. Obviously we carry Lincoln and Volvo as well, but Mazda is definitely kind of one of our mainstays just because of price point and volume. We definitely sell the most Mazdas. We use them in our loaner program. And overall, they're great cars for us. So I want to talk a little bit today about when and why you should buy a Mazda. So Mazda really does a couple of things very well. And I'm sitting in a 2025 CX-5 Select. So for 25, this is one step up from the bottom. For 24, Select was the entry level. So basically think of this as one step up from the base. And this car right here is about 32 grand. I would say varies a little bit. And I know everything's a little bit too expensive, but let me show you what you get. So you'll notice this isn't a cheap scratchy plastic. This is actually a soft touch material. You'll notice this is pretty high quality. All of these buttons are very solid. Even up here on the dash, this is not cheap materials. You can see the black levels are pretty good. This display is nice and crisp and responsive with the dial down here. And you'll notice seats are very well bolstered, very comfortable, pretty sporty. Big thing with Mazda 2 is they tend to have a little bit heavier steering because they focus a lot on driver experience. They're really big on the joy of driving, and that's part of the reason they use this dial here and put this screen back a little ways instead of down here. If they put the screen here when you want to use it, which you in most cars do a lot, then instead of looking at the road this way and being able to go like that, you have to go all the way down over here. So what they do is they make it so you can be connected with your arm on the center console, and instead of taking your eyes all the way off the road, glance to the right, do whatever you have to do, or do it off the steering wheel. So basically, to summarize, if you like driving and you want to get a really strong value, you should buy a Mazda. Value, when I say that, I mean you can spend way more money than this and not get as many things. For example, adaptive cruise control standard, rain sensitive wipers, auto headlights is pretty common nowadays, but heated seats as well. I've seen considerably more expensive vehicles from various different manufacturers that don't give you these things. Especially not, with such nicely appointed leather. Now, I'm not going to sit here and oversell it and pretend that this, Mazda is a Rolls-Royce competitor or anything like that. But, in terms of bang for your buck, what you get for what you pay, Mazda's really, really strong. They're also very reliable. Last 5 or 6 years, we've been top of the board for Consumer Reports on reliability. A lot of that is we have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with a 6-speed automatic that's pretty tried and tested. It's in everything from the CX-5s, it's in the CX-30, the Mazda 3. In fact, it goes in everything except for the Miata, which gets a 2-liter, and those CX-90s and 70s over there that have the inline 6. But even the plug-in hybrid CX-90 and 70 has this engine. So nothing crazy complicated, super reliable. There's a reason we use these for our loaner programs and have the least amount of warranty claims on these. If value is important to you, so dollars to product, you like driving, you want a comfortable car that's very safe. All of these are IIHS plus top safety picks. If that's important to you, you should buy a Mazda. Now, as far as when to buy a Mazda, it varies a little bit more. Obviously, it depends on what programs Mazda's running at any given time. 0% is always something excellent to take advantage of. But that's when you should buy a Mazda. And then we can talk a little bit more about the advantages of a new one, like I'm sat in today. Like I said, this is a 2025. Or when you should look at our certified pre-owns that we keep back over that way. Let me know if videos like this are helpful. If you want to see more things like this, I'm going to try and get one out for our Volvos and Lincolns too. And Dane Hansen, Jungie Lincoln Volvo Mazda.